What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I've talked about the Sergey Kovalev and Ward fight, but you know what? I didn't say enough about the accomplishments on what Ward actually done. Yes, he was doing his job, but you have to think about somebody with the pedigree that Ward has. He's very versatile. You know, this is a guy that came from 160 to 168 to 175, okay? He went 15 pounds north and to fight the best people at 175. The best was Sergey Kovalev. You know what I mean? It wasn't Superman Stevenson. It wasn't him. It was Sergey Kovalev. And, you know, he wanted to challenge himself. And in fact, he wants to go up to cruiserweight, possibly heavyweight, to challenge himself. You know, and a lot of people criticize the way the fights went, but a guy that's coming up from 168 to take on, defeat in the first fight, in a close fight, and knock out in the second fight, coming from a different weight class, is really not heard of since Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those type of things like this needs to be addressed because Sergey Kovalev is a crusher. He's still a crusher. He will always be a crusher. Think about the age limit. He didn't wait till Sergey got old. They're both the same age. Andre Ward's 33. Sergey's 34. You know, so it's not like Canelo Alvarez. You know, now this just shows you how the pound for pound ranking should be versus on the efforts and the things that both fighters do or fighters do, you know, as an individual. If you compare him to someone like Canelo Alvarez, now we can see why he's not higher up on the pound for pound list, because he's not hiding behind diva-ish things or diva-ish terms. He's going up to that. It didn't take long for that fight to be made. In fact, they've had two fights, and Canelo and Golovkin have yet to fight. You know, I know that fight has been set, but again, that fight was way overdue. You know, and you go past 160 to fight a person that's literally a nobody that just has a name. That's it. That was on the couch, you know, versus Ward goes there to fight the best person at the best possible time, you know, because, okay, if Canelo beats Golovkin, okay, he's 27 years old. Golovkin's 35. That's 8 years. You should have fought him when he was 34 and you were 26, you know, or 25. So, you know, a lot of those things, you know, but the pound for pound list, Andre Ward should be number one. You know, he's gained his respect. He knocked out the boogeyman. You know, you know, you got to give him credit. Okay, another. Andre Ward didn't have to give Sergey Kovalev a rematch. He simply didn't. Canelo didn't give Lara a rematch. He did not. He simply didn't. And that was a close fight, right? So he didn't give him a rematch. Why? Because he was hiding behind the diva factor. I'm the A side. I don't need to do that. And blah, 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 right? So what really happens in a situation like this, you got to give Andre Ward credit for giving Sergey the opportunity, another opportunity to take the belts back. You know, to beat him, to defeat him, to make the adjustments, and he couldn't do them. You know, Andre Ward worked the body like he never did before. Sergey fought meaner, but I don't think meaner meant better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then he was out of gas. But again, Andre Ward, man, you know, doesn't really get the respect that he deserves. There's a lot of other fighters that people talk about besides Andre Ward, and honestly, Andre Ward deserves all the credit in the world for taking on the boogeyman, an undefeated fighter, you know, a crusher, a killer, you know what I mean? A guy that nobody wanted to fight. You know, Adonis Stevenson didn't want any of Sergey Kovalev. He just talked. He talked for 2 or 3 years. That fight never got made, and I wonder why. Oh, wow. You know? Same weight class, same champions at the same weight, but the fight can't be made. It takes someone coming from 160 to 168 to 175 to take on the challenge to Boogeyman. And that was Andre Ward. And he did it, and he beat him the first time, which was close. But I feel, you know, Sergey squeezed out one. But this second fight totally obliterates anything. So there's no doubt in anyone's mind now that Andre Ward should be number 1 pound for pound, and everyone else follows under that. So, but I mean, but that's all from dedication, hard work, and being humble. You know what I mean? And that's something Sergey needs to learn, and other fighters need to learn once that happens. Once defeat comes knocking at your door, or once adversity comes knocking at your door, those are the things that need to happen. Humility, hard work, dedication. So Andre Ward, yes, he should be pound for pound on the list. I will get together and make my pound for pound, and guys, stay tuned for it. But anyway, this